Nastasi. I'm an actress. Unfortunately, I am none of the other things mentioned. Although I used to be a dancer, and I am sometimes perhaps a writer. Yeah, that's me. As a child, I grew up dancing ballet, and I was super into it. I worked up to a 16-hour-a-week kind of schedule. It was really my thing. And my favorite part of ballet was always performing. And I had an injury, and then that waylaid my ballet, quote-unquote, career. And in that time off, I was in a play at school. I was in Guys and Dolls, and I was Adelaide, despite the fact that I really am not at all a talented singer, but I loved it. And I sort of thought, okay, maybe I'll try acting, and really got into it around age 14. So I would say 4 years or so ago, and started taking classes, and I would say just fell quite a bit more and more in love with it as I got to do it more.
How's she doing? She barely speaks to me.
I don't need your sympathy, Uncle John.
That Mustang's got a real mean streak.
A big difference is that Beauty and Joe are women, are girls, female. Obviously horses are not women, but they're both female. And I think it's very much a female-centric coming-of-age story. And it's set, not in Victorian England, but in modern-day America. And I think that what Ashley Avis, the director and writer, did really well was she carried the heart of Black Beauty, the heart of the book, and of a lot of these tales, of love and of friendship and of kindness and spirit, and modernized it in a way that feels, I think, very applicable and very relevant, and is going to be just wonderful for young girls to grow up with and watch and have role models in Joe and Beauty both. Interestingly, I also grew up doing a little bit of riding. I grew up in London, and there it's easier to ride. You can do it in the park. And they have muses which are stables. Whereas now I live in New York City, you can't ride in the city. You can't ride in Manhattan, that's for sure. But in London you can. So I remember for a while there, my friends and I were really into it. And going back to the ballet thing, my ballet teacher told me, you have to stop doing horse riding. I wasn't doing it seriously or anything, but you have to stop trying it because it builds the wrong muscles. It builds the antithetical muscles to the ballet muscles. So I really loved the horses. I was into it for a little bit, not too seriously. I was never very good, but I was indeed forced to push it away. So Jennifer is pretty much always seen with her best friend Jasmine, and she rides at the barn where Joe and John work. I think she's a little bit wealthy. She is an equestrian. She shows horses. There was a scene that was cut where I got to be with my horse, and I just won. And yeah, she's definitely a little bit of a gossipy person. She's jealous of Joe, and she does have a crush on Joe's love interest, who does not reciprocate feelings for Jennifer, but of course does for Joe. And yeah, so she's a little bit of a spicy, opinionated, perhaps a very jealous girl. I'm not sure that we would be friends in real life. I mean, perhaps she has a wickedly wonderful sense of humor. That could be a possibility. She could be both a little mean and a little bit very funny. So then perhaps I would be more keen to be friends with her. But I wouldn't say any of my friends resemble Jennifer in temperament or treatment of others. So probably not. But she's a person, I've been writing a lot of stories and stuff like that. I find it very helpful for me in writing and even in acting too, to keep journals, and then I'll go back through the journals and I'll think, oh, this line is something, or this thought is something. And I think that what COVID allows, in all of this staying inside, what quarantine allows for is a lot of time to reflect and to keep a journal. And I think that creativity and creation of something outside of yourself can be born very much from the truth of here's how I feel in this moment. And I think that's been cool for me to see, to have both my journal and diary entries or even notes app on my phone as, okay, here's how I was doing this time, this day, but also how can I change this and metamorphose this into something that is a creative work. So, okay, so my Instagram is at SASCHANASTASI, Sascha Nastasi. I don't know that I necessarily use other things. I use Pinterest. I welcome anyone to come look at my boards. I think that's just SASCH126. And my Twitter is a secret. So, hi, my name is Sascha Nastasi, and you've just been buzzed.